Okay. Now I know you have been expecting a Dacetacular Mind for a while now, and I apologize. I actually attempted to record a couple weeks ago, and the wrong mic picked it up, and at that point I was completely defeated. So today, I'm here. I made sure I'm recording on the Yeti stereo microphone as it should be, and I want to talk about something that just passed, and that is birthdays. Now, Uh, if anyone knows me, which I would hope you do if you're listening to this, if you're a stranger listening to this, welcome. I divulge personal stories and anecdotes in what I hope to be a entertaining medium, thus the podcast. But I'm not 100% sure if people like this, watch it, listen, whatever the hell they do, wherever the hell you can listen. But I wanted to talk about birthdays today since mine was September 18th. And upon this recording, it was yesterday. Upon the dropping, it was 2 days ago. It was a Saturday, so you know what? I partied it up, he said, lying. I cut the grass, did some laundry, cleaned the house, and had a ham and cheese sandwich for dinner. Now, you're probably thinking, oh, that's a pretty lame birthday. And you're right. It's a super lame birthday. I turned 33. I can't believe I'm 33. And that's the problem I have with birthdays. Realistically, after you turn 21, there's really no huge celebration to be had. 21, you can finally go to a bar and drink. And my 21st was amazing. I want to say it was memorable, but we all know that because you're a newly indoctrined adult to alcohol, yeah, I don't remember that night whatsoever. I kind of remember how it started. I remember taking my first drink was an appletini at a bar called Shalene's, and the bartender refused to give it to me in a appletini glass, or martini glass, if you will, and put it on the rocks in a normal glass you would drink a manly drink out of. That was because of my love for Scrubs, as well as the fact that I went with two people who unfortunately I don't talk to anymore, but they were drinking manlier drinks, and I enjoyed the hell out of the appletini. At age 33, though, I can't drink an appletini, which I know is heartbreaking. And honestly, I haven't drank at this point in 3 months. And honestly, that was one of maybe 5 times I drank this year. So the frequency of drinking has definitely gone down at age 33 compared to age 21. And that's why birthdays are not as fun as they used to be. And to be honest with you, after probably age 21, maybe even a couple years after, it probably still has a little bit of lust and allure to the event because you can get smashed and bounce back relatively quick the next day and move on. But after age 25, and I think this partially has to do with the fact of how I have a career at age 22, life felt like it was passing by fairly quick. Now, I'm sitting here reminiscing with you about my 21st birthday, and that, as painful it is, was 12 years ago. So over a decade. Which is crazy. It's just super crazy. And all the things that have happened in those 12 years, life can beat you down. 21, you're looking at it, you've got your whole future ahead of me. I was just starting my career at the time, which would have been, I was just a supervisor. So I had just recently got promoted to a supervisor position. I was in that position for 9 months and then got called up to do essentially what I do now and what I've been doing for the past 12 years. So a career was ahead of me. A lot of people I was friends with were still in college, either just finishing up college or close to finishing up college. And you're on the brink of starting your life. Unfortunately, for me, because I chose to join the workforce, I started a career. So I want to say I grew up quicker than most, but what I'm really saying is I missed out on that college experience. I missed out of college parties and all that stuff, and really a culture that I never got to experience because at age 20, actually before I turned 22, I was going up to Montreal. I was on the road and already I was doing a career. I'm started traveling Canada, North America, the whole nine yards, and it never slowed down. And one day, if I ever do a podcast about my career and job, which could come soon, I will tell you how much 12 years later I am not a fan of the lifestyle that I signed on for 12 years ago. But it kind of adds to the dilemma I have with my birthday. My birthday is, to me, an annual reminder of everything you did not accomplish, which in the last 2 years has been super rough because we're in the middle of a pandemic. We all know how my 2020 began. The 2019 birthday, which was when I turned 31, was not fun. I sat alone, shouldn't have been alone, but was alone. And it's really just it's a mentality. I am not a fun person to be around leading up to the birthday and maybe a day or two after the birthday, but definitely not the day of my birthday, because it's just, I despise it. I don't know why. I've tried to work on it. I don't know how to get past this mentality, but my birthday comes and it's a reflection on what I haven't done, what I haven't accomplished. I go, oh my God, I'm 33 and I haven't done this, this, and this. Or I'm 33. You start putting years to things, and that's why I think it gets rough, because you sit there, you go, okay, you're 33. You've been doing the Dace Man show for over 9 years now. You've been doing the annual Gameathon for over 9 years, which is great. You just finally bumped that up. So you get a little bit of positives there. You notice that each year you have hit your goal and surpassed it. You've challenged yourself a little bit more with the Gameathon. But the Dace Man show thing is very, in my opinion, depressing. You've been doing it for 9 years, and you max at 6 viewers. And it's rough. You look at everything you do with a perspective of that it's going to be great. And when it doesn't turn out great, or it doesn't yield the results you want, it's a tough pill to swallow. And you think you'd have these thoughts on the anniversary of when you first start doing those things. And for whatever reason, I don't. I look at the anniversary when I'm doing the Dace Man show as like, oh, this is an opportunity to make this year better. We're going to do it better. I reflect on all the negatives on my birthday. Because, believe it or not, it's a terrible way to look at it, but you're inching closer to death. Like, from the moment you're born, you're on your way to death. Which is a terrible view on life and not very optimistic. But for whatever reason, my birthday, it's a reminder of that. It's like, you've been on this planet for 33 years. What have you done? Retrospectively, what did you do last year? Did you accomplish the things you set out to do? No? Okay. You said 32 was going to be the year you started dropping weight. Did you drop weight? No. You may have gained a little bit of weight. Did you take off on streaming, where streaming is now a viable option to actually earn some income? Yeah, we made a little bit of money, but realistically, if you put books to paper, or you put transactions to paper and realize how much you spent versus how much actually came in, you're still losing, with no real gain of viewers or sponsorships, because a lot of the money that you gained was money that you put in. Our own team subscribes. Our own team buys the shirts. So it's a lot of stuff that just piles on to me, and I don't know why well, I know why it happens. It happens on my birthday because you sit there and you wake up and you go, oh wow, you're older. Oh wow, it's another year gone. And then you start thinking to yourself, what did you do in that year? And that makes me a miserable person. And as I've gotten older, it's been expanding. So I don't know why I did this to myself. I took a vacation leading up to my birthday this year, which was now a week to fester on these ideas, leading up to the day that I would ultimately mope and groan and complain in my head, not audibly, about these things. And you gave yourself more time to dwell on it. So rather than having a productive week where I could have worked on stuff for Basement Protocol or the Daceman show or streamed or just relax, I didn't. I decided to be in my head instead and start complaining about the stuff you didn't do, which is a terrible mentality. And I can guarantee you 360 other days of the year, I can be highly motivated and ready to kick ass at any given moment. But the week leading up, and especially the day of, I am like a black hole of just suckage. And it bothers me to no end. Because I have acknowledged it, I understand the problem, I'm looking at the problem, but I can't do anything to fix it. I fall into the same traps. I became angry with people who I shouldn't be angry at, who didn't do anything. I get miserable and fucking go back and forth on just the mere acknowledgement of my birthday. I preferably don't want to acknowledge it. It will get acknowledged. People care about you. People care about me. People are going to say happy birthday. People are going to wish you the best. You're going to get gifts. I got Doug, and everybody knows who Doug is, and my fiance brought in a little bag of gifts for me, even though I told them not to several times. And it was a bunch of little knickknacks here and there, which, makes you feel warm on the inside. But the way my brain works is stupid. I hate my brain sometimes because my brain's a dick. My brain is a complete jerk because you open this bag and you see that there was thought, there was love, there was an idea behind why each gift was given to you. And I am truly appreciative and I need to make that known. But my brain's like, okay, did you need it? This isn't anything you wanted. What do you even want? And this is what my brain is saying. And it's like, you're such a dick, you stupid brain. Why are you being such a dick? This is thoughtful. They were so excited to give it to you, and you're being a dick. So then, your brain's being an asshole, or dick, and you have to outwardly express the opposite of what your brain is doing, because your brain's going to tell you in a couple days, you're such an asshole, even though it's your brain's fault. Stupid brain. And you do it, and it comes off insincere. And it comes off cold. It comes off bothersome. And very few people understand my loathing for my birthday. And the ones that do get it, I don't know if they fully get it. I think they just kind of respect it. Like, hey, he's just fucking nuts. So let's just ignore that day. Because I'll tell you right now, by the time this drops, I'm not going to think twice about it. We're now on to year 33. Well, moving toward, or you're in year 34, I guess, at that point. You're working towards the next one. So how do we make it better? I even had that conversation actively on the day, going, well, I need to be better. I am not healthy. I'm not at a healthy weight. What are you going to do to make it better? As he shoves a Twizzler in his mouth. But it boggles my mind that, like, I'm such a Debbie Downer. And it's been this way probably for the past, I want to say 8 years, 9 years. It's probably since I've taken this career that I'm doing, which has me on the road a lot, which makes time infinitely more terrifying to me because you go to work. If you're on the road, you're hoping like hell just to get home quick enough. If you're on the road multiple weeks and you're hoping to be home quicker each time, you are blowing through your time on this earth just wishing for 2 out of the 7 days of the week. And we all do it. I feel like mine's exacerbated because of the travel issue. It's just you want to get home. And then even when you get home, then you're in a miserable mood because you don't want to go out. You've been out all week. It's such a weird conundrum. And I reflect on that every damn birthday. A day you're supposed to celebrate that you've been here on this earth for that many years. And yesterday, or, again, at the time of this recording, my birthday was yesterday, but on the 18th, I woke up. I thoroughly enjoyed the interaction I had with Doug, with Jess, and the gift exchange. Well, the gift giving on their part. The little shit Doug tried to steal my gifts, which is fine. I thought it was funny. I thought it was adorable. I went back and took that shit and said if he did it again, I'm going to take his shit. But that was it. I don't like cake. That's not really a birthday thing. I'm just not a big cake fan. I'm not. I'm more of I would say brownie guy. Yeah, I think brownie guy would be the dessert for me because whatever reason, the cake, yellow cake or whatever, if it's not an ice cream cake, I just don't. It's dry to me. And then usually the frosting is too sweet for me, which is weird. A guy who pounds Monster, you think he wouldn't have a problem with sugar rushes, but it's just, I don't know, frosting it's a little too much to me. So there was no cake, there was no happy birthday. We're living in a different year where essentially the house I'm in is empty all the time, except for me, Jess, and Doug. Doug was at his dad's, so he wasn't here. So it was just me and Jess. Parents, even though we live in the same household, have been at this campground since May. They show up essentially to do laundry and go to work and then go back down. So to me, their weekend house is the house we live in, and the camper is where they want to reside. But nobody was here, and that's fine. I'm not one to get stickler about like, oh, it's my birthday, everybody needs to stop, come over and celebrate me. I'm like that 360 days of the year. I don't need to be that way the 365th day. But it was a chill day, and instead of doing anything, I chose to mow the lawn, do the laundry, clean the house, played Minecraft, and then went to bed. Just like a normal day. Just like any day, really. And to me, that was okay. Now, I know a lot of people love their birthdays, and it's a time to celebrate, to let loose, and I appreciate that. I commend you. That means you have the power I do not have, and you live outside of your head. The entire day, as I'm cutting grass, listening to music, playing Minecraft, listening to music, folding laundry, listening to music, I just think about what I didn't do. A Dacetacular Mind kicked off this year. Is this the gold mine I thought it would be? Probably not. I don't even know, because I haven't done an episode in forever. I don't even know how many people are going to actually listen to this one. We haven't done Pod Nerds in forever. We rebranded a little under a year ago to BPP from the Dace Man Show. All the stuff that was the Dace Man Show, we put under the umbrella of Basement Protocol Productions, which, as you should, because it wasn't the Dace Man Show Productions, it was Basement Protocol Productions, would be the production company we were trying to do. Did that take off? To me, no. It's stalling out. It does what the Dace Man Show used to do. It's not nearly at its peak when I think that, like, when we were doing conventions and stuff, and I know, again, this year and last year are weird years because of the pandemic, which is very much not over, even though everybody wants you to think it is. It's not. It still has repercussions. So yeah, all that was running through my mind on my birthday because I'm an idiot. I won't think twice about it this upcoming week. It'll bother me when I notice something doesn't get done. Like, if we don't record a Pod or Nerd this week, it'll bother me. If I record this and don't do one the following week, that's going to bother me. But it was more like I would sit there yesterday or on my birthday and just go, you started this back in June or July or whenever the hell you started this. And you missed this week. It's been 3 weeks since you last did one. You're going to have to go back on the road. That was another thing, too. I'm dreading work. I'm on vacation, but from the start of my vacation, I have worried about going back. I'm in such a weird state of mind because this isn't the life that I wanted to live. And I don't think anyone 100% can say that they are currently in the position they wanted to be in. It's very few people who get a chance to do that. I am extremely jealous of those type of people. But given I don't know what to say. I'm happy. Don't get me wrong. I'm happy with how things have played out thus far. But I know I could be happier. I don't like my job. Straight up. It's a miserable place to be at. And it's rough. And I will save that all for its own episode because there's just so much negative things I could say about the place that I want to make sure I'm not at that place anymore. But I don't like my job. I'm not I want to invest more time and effort into BPP and into this podcast and into other podcasts. But I run to the issue that my job that pays me and allows me to do these things, unfortunately, sucks the life out of me that it's hard to come home and try to do this stuff, or it's hard to log off from there and log on to here and get into that mindset. I've gotten better at it, considering I'll do the show on Tuesdays and stream on Wednesdays and occasionally get going on some more projects like what I'm doing now. But there's just so much, and all of this is brought to a head on my birthday. And that's the topic we're talking about today and why I don't like my birthday. It's a yearly reminder of all those frustrations, roadblocks, and unaccomplished events and items that there's nothing you can do about it. Logically, my brain, I know, put the bow on the box, put it on the shelf, that one's done, on to the next. And the next one you can make better. You need to be more motivated. And that's partly why I'm doing this episode about my birthday, because I want to do an episode in a year and tell you how much better it got. I want to be able to sit here and say, you know what, I dropped that weight that I wanted to drop. I got on the bike after I recorded that episode, and I never got the hell off the bike. I want to be able to tell you that there's hundreds of listeners to the Dacetacular Mind and the Dace Man Show and all the other podcasts brought to you by BPP Productions. I want to be able to tell you that I'm happy with all kinds of money. I'm not at the same job. I want to be able to do that in a year. And I want to keep doing this podcast to the point where I will do that recap each year on my birthday. And say, look, back in 2021 when you did your first birthday episode of A Dacetacular Mind, you were miserable. You were not a people person. You were a jerk to people. You did that stupid thing where you turn off your Facebook wall so nobody can comment, and then your messages get loaded, so you turn your Facebook wall back on so people can comment on it, and then everybody realizes, like, oh shit, he were able to do that the whole time? I'm going to do it the day after. So you keep getting notifications even after your birthday, which was everything you were trying to avoid. That's dumb. Stop fucking doing it. I want to be able to say next year, I left it open. I accepted the birthdays. Maybe I even had a fucking party on my own volition. I want 33 to be the year it's better and it's different. And that's why I'm doing this episode on my birthday. About my birthday, not on my birthday. I'm doing it on the 19th. I want this one to be a reminder to get out of your head, Chris. That year's gone. You don't get it back. You can't fix what was broke during that year in that year. You're 33. You better tee up the most successful 34 you could ever fucking do, because you're not going to get another pass at it. And I need to get back to that mentality. That mentality you had when you were 18, you were 19, you were 20, you were 21, 22. All those where the future was ahead of you. Your 33 is not a death sentence. Your 30s aren't the end. If anything's been shown, people are living to like their 90s. I'm not saying I am. I'm shooting for 35. Small goals, small steps, baby steps, baby. But you can make the last, if 35 is it, not saying it is. This isn't like, hey, I didn't do it by 35, I'm out. But if 35 would be the end, or 34 for that case, you have a 364 opportunities to make the best of it. So then on the 365th day, you can reflect back at those 364, not begrudgingly, but optimistically. Oh, hey, you consistently put out a Dacetacular Mind and you went from 10 listeners to 30 listeners. You started putting out Pod or Nerds, which directed people to a Dacetacular Mind. You started putting out many Dacetacular Minds, which directed people to Pod and Nerd. You had streamed consistently on Wednesdays, or at least one night a week, to the point where your channel had somebody on every night. You did a 24-hour game-a-thon. Oh, no, you did a 24-hour stream outside of the game-a-thon, and it was a success. You did the 48-hour game-a-thon, and it went off without a hitch. That's what I want to do on September 19th, 2022, when I'm dropping a Dacetacular Mind. I want you to hear all the successes. September 20th, 2021, I'm telling you all the failures. I'm telling you how I'm a shit person on my birthday. I'm telling you that as a person, I am fucking miserable to be around that day. When all people are trying to do is congratulate you or wish you well, and you're just like, nah, fuck you, buddy. You stay, it's my day, I don't want to deal with your shit. I want 2022 to be different. I want to open myself to allow people to wish me a happy birthday, and then I enjoy it, rather than begrudgingly go, ugh, I wish people would just leave me alone. Or harp on the people who didn't say anything. Which is crazy, because I don't. My brain is a soup on the 18th of September annually. I want to come out feeling better in 2022. So this is my new year, my New Year's resolution. I'm going to do the things that I want to do. Make the best of what I can. If somebody tries to stop me, I'm not going to let them fucking stop me. And that's job included. So I'm putting them on notice. I'm just done. I spent a third of my life, assuming I live to 99, spent a third of my life doing what I was supposed to do. And I begrudgingly celebrated every year the failures. In 2022, I guarantee you this podcast will be different. It'll be birthday part 2, and it'll be much more optimistic. And if it's not, well, I guess we're going to have the same conversation in a year, and I'm going to piss and moan about how I had a podcast a year ago that didn't go so well, and here I am, just as miserable, just as angry. But that changes today. So thank you for listening to this Dacetacular Mind, letting me vent about my birthday. I'm going to make that promise that we'll be having episodes weekly. He said, staring at the screen going, this would be a hell of a point to just fail after you said you're not going to fail. But yeah, I have a couple topics in mind. I want to re-record some of the topics I initially tried to record. There's a couple things I want to talk about. I want to talk about my influence by Weird Al Yankovic for an episode. And then I also like to talk about friendships and how complicated they are, how I have been fortunate enough to hold so many for so long, and then how I am upset that I've lost a few along the way. That'll be an episode. I want to talk to you about maybe the Daceman Show Year 2. I told you about Uncensored that I want to talk about. Without that, I don't think I do what I do now. I want to do a Fanboys one. I want to get people on board for certain episodes like that. I think having Tony Mango on for those two would be ideal. A lot of these have just been, hey, talk about it to talk about it. I'd like to do one about the Gameathon and how we got into doing it from the get-go, hopefully more so closer to the event. And I also want to do one on the Messages Project because they have been our partner and driving force as to why that event keeps happening, which I think is a catalyst as to why everything else still continues to happen. If the Gameathon died, I don't think I would be doing the Dayspan show. I don't think I'd be doing anything I do if the Gameathon died. But this will be the year. I don't care. Happy birthday to me. Happy New Year to the Dace man. Happy New Year to Chris Dace. Your 33rd birthday will go down memorable because that's the day you woke up. That's the day you started doing everything you put on a checklist to do. And you're not going to back down. And if nobody listens to this episode, that's perfectly fucking fine. I'm going to listen to this episode. I should listen to this episode weekly so I have that same motivation that I have ending this episode every goddamn day. And if this helps anyone who feels the same way about their birthday that I feel about my birthday, because god damn, it's been such a disappointment for the past couple years, actually a long time. I'm here for you. I am a decent listener. Not the best listener, but I'm a decent one. I like to think I give good pep talks. I like to think I can get motivated, and I will pretty much do anything I can for people. So if your birthday bums you the fuck out as much as it bums me out, you're not alone. But you might be, because I'm changing. And I think you can change it too. Let's take this opportunity that the past year we left behind, which is, the past 2 years we've left behind, which have been awful for every goddamn person on this planet. And know that the next calendar year that you're on this planet, you're going to kick ass, take names, and be better. So when I do birthday part 2 in 2022, I'll be a little bit happier. Still motivated. Still a little bit angry, because you need a little bit of that anger to keep going. But ultimately motivated. Thank you for listening to A Dacetacular Mind. Go check out basementprotocolproductions.com for everything we do. Like us on Facebook, same name, Basement Protocol Productions. Where you can get all the information and up-to-dates. And twitch.tv/Basement Protocol, where you get our live streams, which at the time when they're live and you put us on the spot, we can tell you what we're doing. So, 33 is going to be the year of days. Okay? Mark it here on A Dacetacular Mind. Until I open that vault again, I'll see you next time and stay Dacetacular.
What's up, Basement Dwellers? I hope you enjoyed the latest Basement Protocol Productions creation. I'm Chris the Daceman Dace.
I'm Frank.
And we want to drop some social media plugs on you. Check us out on Twitter at the BPP Official for all our tweeting needs, or you go over to Instagram at the BPP Official as well for all our picture needs.
Or Facebook/Basement Protocol Productions, or YouTube/Basement Protocol Productions.
And if you're somebody who likes live, non-stop action content, you can go over to twitch.tv/Basement Protocol.
Or if you just like the internet in general, you can go to www.basementprotocolproductions.com. Either way you do it, doesn't matter. We'll see you next time.